Good morning! Joey Star here for Star Quality Kitchen. Today we're going to try something a little different. If you've been following my vlog, you may recall that I have a resource to dream job opportunities for various companies. They're basically temporary one-shot jobs where they have you do something, track some data, and in some cases create some content to help promote them. I am always applying for these because they sound like fun. But for everyone I don't get, I figured that it's a good theme for a video. One job that I was really hoping for was a resident head of pizza, where they would send me out once a month to various pizzerias throughout my state for review and to ultimately determine who serves the best pizza in my state. Being that I'm a New Yorker, you can understand how awesome of a gig that would have been. But hey, their loss is our gain, right? So today I have some business to attend to in Ithaca, which is normally a bit out of my way. So I figured that while I was there, it was as good a time as any to start this new venture and scratch this month's pizza off my to-do list. Time to hit the road. I remember when I was a kid, how big a deal it was to eat pizza. I think no matter what part of New York you grew up in, no matter which far corner of this large state, pizza was a big deal. I mean, growing up, my understanding was that there are two kinds of New Yorkers. There are those that love pizza and those that are wrong. I mean, in all honesty, if you're a New Yorker and you don't just love pizza, you must be genetically predisposed to hate it, because what the hell is wrong with you? Well, in all honesty, particularly when you're a kid, when your taste buds are still growing, something about pizza that just really hits all the right spots, right? One of the most glorious things about being a human being is that even after you've become an adult, and even after you've been an adult for a while, you never truly outgrow your love for pizza. You may start to eat it less often, but it's always a special treat when you have it. Like, if anything, as an adult, I don't have this craze. When I was a kid, I wanted to have pizza every day. Like, if it was possible, I would have. When I was in school and we had our school lunches each day, my favorite day of school was always Friday for two reasons. Number one, because I was about to go into the weekend. And number two, because it was pizza day at the cafeteria, damn it. Now, when I was in elementary school, they used to alternate each Friday to be different kinds of pizza. There was your typical square pizza that pretty much every school was serving. And on alternating Fridays, for at least for a little while, they had French brick pizza. I didn't like it as much as the square pizza, but it was still pizza. It was good, a little thick on the crusts, and sometimes they burn it a little bit, which is okay from a flavor perspective, but sometimes it would cut the roof of your mouth, which was already sensitive because you're eating hot pizza. But even French bread pizza on a Friday was better than anything they had on the menu Monday through Thursday. Basically, if it wasn't pizza, it fell short of anything that was pizza. So low-end pizza was better than high-end non-pizza. That's what it was like being a kid when I was growing up. And of course, as you get older, you start to develop your taste buds, and you kind of start introducing more things to your palate. But come on, if we're really being honest with each other, you and I, we're going to be honest with each other right now. As long as I've been alive, as much as my taste buds have expanded, as long as my palate has expanded, there's always a special place in my heart for that melty cheese on tomato sauce on top of that thin crust, because baby, pizza is life. All right, so I may only have it a couple of times a month, maybe, these days. See, when I was a kid, that pizza from the school once a week, that was just the standard, the default. Like, if nothing else, I could depend on that pizza once a week. So at least 4 times a month, I would have that pizza. But if it was an extra good week, and I was a good boy, and my prayers were being answered, then I would be blessed with pizza at home. Sometimes it was frozen pizza, which has its place. There's some really good frozen pizzas out there. But if I was really lucky, my mom would take me out to a pizzeria, or, now some of you might be in disagreement here, but back when I was a kid, Pizza Hut was pretty good. It was almost like a different kind of food, you know what I'm saying? It didn't compare to going to the local mom and pop pizzeria. Of course, that was always the best. One of my very first pizzerias, La Bella's in Ellendale. I don't think they're even open anymore. I think they closed many years ago. But when we went there and I was able to get a couple of slices, that was like the ultimate. They'd serve that pizza. This was back when you could get pizza hot from the oven. They weren't afraid of you burning yourself and taking it to court later. So I get into the pizza, and probably the first 4 or 5 bites, I'm burning the living out of myself, because you just can't wait to put that piping hot cheese into your mouth and roofie your mouth pretty much. By the end of the night, your mouth is raw, but it was totally worth it. So pretty much your choices were Pizza Hut if you wanted the chain, or local pizzerias. And let me tell you, local pizzerias were where it was at for a number of reasons. Number one, obviously there's the taste of the food. Number two, that's where all your friends would hang out. And number three, if you went to an ultra cool place, I'm thinking of Papa John's over in Napanock, then not only did you have great pizza, not only was there a great atmosphere with those booth tables laid out, and you got your like checkered pattern placemats, but they also had a couple of arcade cabinets there too. I mean, you could be, while you're waiting for your pizza and your parents are just chilling at the table, you could be playing 1942 or Mr. Do or freaking Pac-Man, and life was wonderful. If you did that on a Friday night, your weekend was already made before it even started. But sadly, those days, not really with me anymore. But it doesn't matter, because pizza is still part of my life. And I'll say this much too. Anywhere you go in New York, you can find decent pizza. Granted, there's probably a couple places where you might get some pizza, but they are few and far between. Like on a really bad day, you may be out in South Bumble, New York, out in the woods, find some pizza place, and chances are, in the worst case scenario, that pizza's gonna be, not bad, but and I tell you what, pizza is still better than a lot of other food that's on point. Now don't give me that look, you know what I'm talking about. That's just the kid in me telling you that I'd rather have half-assed pizza than no pizza. When I'm in the mood for pizza, even half-assed pizza will do. But if I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm going to a place that serves great pizza, that alone makes it special. Kind of as I was alluding to before, is that when you're in New York State, even as far upstate as I am at the moment, you can go to any like quiet little town, low population, and there's a pizza place, maybe not every corner, but within a couple of miles of each other for sure. Even a town with just a few hundred people in population probably has multiple pizza places, and at least one of them's really good, and probably the other one's not bad either. As I pointed out before, I'm headed to Ithaca for some business, and to be perfectly honest, outside of just passing through to go somewhere else, I'm never in Ithaca. I don't even know anybody in Ithaca. Unless something special is going on that I can't foresee at this time, I may never stop in Ithaca again. Which is why I'm filming this today, because this is my opportunity. Now, when I was planning out this trip a couple of days ago, I decided to look up what pizzerias were in the area, and of course, see the reviews. And I came across a small handful, about 4 or 5 different pizzerias that not only were they all within 4 or 5 miles of each other, but they had pretty close to equal ratings. And all of them were rated between 4.5 and 5 out of a scale of 5. Based on the ratings and, more importantly, the comments that I read, I think the 4 places that I have jotted down all seem promising, but I'm really hoping for the one that's at the top of my list, because not only have a couple of different people said that it's the best pizza in Ithaca, but they even made a couple suggestions as far as specialty slices to try at this place, and I'm actually most excited about that. All right, work's all done, and it's almost lunchtime. Let's get some pizza.
slices each at any time.
Okay, I heard you guys make a mean sausage and onion.
Sausage and onion?
Yeah.
Of course. How many would you like?
Well, yeah, let me get one of those and then one plain.
Okay, from here to go.
To go.
Okay, I'll get started for you.
So I just picked up my order. I wasn't really feeling the whole eat inside vibe. The place was really busy. In fact, there were only 2 tables left. And even though mandatory masks are back in effect for New York, apparently the alternating tables separation does not apply. Felt it was a little too crowded. A couple quick comments about the place. It's not a huge place, a small dining room, but everybody there was really nice. People working there really nice, got a nice uplifting attitude. I really appreciate that. I felt a little awkward trying to film it all while I was in there because it was, like I said, it was tight and really busy. The cool thing is that when you get up to the counter, there's this full-size plastic Santa Claus there. Like you would see in some stores. He's wearing a mask that says Sal's Pizzeria, so they have their own mask, or at least one mask. So I thought that was pretty cute. Plastered on the wall there, right next to where you place your order, apparently for the year 2021, they received an award for favorite pizza in the Finger Lakes region. I didn't realize I had driven that far up. I'm used to going to a pizzeria and there being a glass display where you can see various slices, different kinds that they already have kind of pre-made and need to be heated up. Not the case here. They have their pizzas made and then they just add those toppings. You want toppings like I did for one of my slices? They throw it on right when you order, pop it in the oven that way. So your toppings are fresh. So I thought that was pretty neat. You can completely see what they're doing back there. You can kind of see past the counter and you see their tables and stuff and they're slicing up the pies and lots of ovens. Really nice atmosphere. Bright. People are really nice. The girl took my order. She was a gem. So I went to Sal's Pizzeria. I probably didn't mention that before. I don't know if I caught the sign when I was going in, when I was filming. I didn't see it. Kind of zipped by quick. But Sal's Pizzeria in Ithaca. It's in South Fulton Street. I'll put a link below. I'll put the address below where I ate so you can come visit for yourself. It smells so damn good. So like I said, the place was too crowded, so I didn't really feel like sitting in. There's no outdoor dining options. And honestly, even if there was, it's kind of rainy out and kind of cold and damp and miserable. So it's really not ideal for outdoor dining. I would have eaten on the hood of my car, but it's damp and rainy outside and freaking cold. Like my fingers are cold. It's a good day to have hot pizza. So I just eat in my car. Kilo box. I got 2 slices. Now, right off the bat, what I find kind of interesting and even a little nostalgic, these aren't the geometric, picture perfect triangle, whatever pie this came off of. The slices aren't completely even. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think it's kind of neat. It kind of gives it kind of like an organic feel, but just to show you here so you can see. So I read on the Google reviews that the sausage and onion pizza, highly recommended, part of their best. And of course I got a regular slice because that's my benchmark, right? The benchmark at any pizza place is what do their plain slices taste like? And then from there you work with toppings. So that's what I did here. As you can see, the slices are a little differently shaped, differently sized. So that's actually a good thing. That's a sign of a real home style, made to order kind of pizzeria. It's not like cookie cutter, let's copy everybody else. No, they just go, they make pizza, plain and simple, homemade style. I love that. I already added my garlic and stuff or whatever spices I like to my pizza. So let's give it a shot here. We're gonna start with the regular slice. First of all, these smell amazing. Like this whole time I'm speaking, the aroma from these, it's alluring. It's making me hungry. Like my stomach is growling and you can't believe. So I'm gonna have this, and of course I'm a New Yorker, so I'm gonna fold my slice, get a nice fold in there, and let's take a quick bite. No, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Let's get another bite before I speak more. That is good. This is actually better than most of the pizza places back home, to be perfectly honest. When I taste this, it brings me back to my childhood a bit. This is what pizza used to taste like. If I'm going to complain about one thing, it's that it's not super, super hot. And I can't really fault Sal's Pizzeria on that because most places don't serve it super hot. The 1980s and especially the 1990s were the decades of lawsuits. People ordering hot food and then suing restaurants for burning themselves on the hot food that they asked for. As ridiculous as that is, it's a reality. So the downside of that is that you go to a pizza place and if you're going to eat it right there or right straight from there instead of taking it home and popping it back in the oven, you're going to get warm pizza instead of hot pizza. That's life. Take a look at how thin this crust is. Nice thin crust, decent amount of char in the back here. Not scorched by any means, but definitely it was done well. What I like too is, now I'm one of the few people in the world that actually likes classic pizza crust. I love this, but at the same time, I appreciate that it's not like half the pizza. You know, there's some places you go and there's like the crust is like this fat. There's just enough so that you can actually get a hold of what you're doing here without sticking your fingers right in that beautiful cheese. Now look at that cheese, that's nice. A nice little blend of the sauce and the cheese. I'm telling you, I had to take another bite. You got just a hint of sweet from the tomato sauce, just the right amount, right? You want a little bit of sweet, but you don't want it overbearing, right? You don't want it to be like candy. You want it to be sweeter than what you would use for spaghetti sauce. You want it to taste like pizza sauce, that's the point, and it does. The cheese itself, I mean, I don't know where they're getting the cheese from, but it's pretty good. Pretty good, nice mozz there. Next is the almighty sausage and onions. I definitely would have appreciated if they had spread it across the pizza better, so I get it bunched up in there, but it looks damn good. It looks fresh. The aroma's amazing. Check out how they made the onions. See, it's a little bit browned. That's the way you want your onions. See, I can't stand going to pizza places and you get onion as a topping and it's white, like it's practically raw. It's like, I'm not eating a salad, I'm eating a pizza. I want that to be cooked. So, first bite. So that bite was mostly just the cheese because, you know, again, they didn't spread it out that great, but that taste alone was really good. There's something to be said for how a topping alters the rest of the pizza. Even though I've just taken a bite of all cheese, I can still taste that essence of the onion that's further up on the pizza. So it ingrained there pretty nicely. I'm gonna take a good bite. This is gonna have both the onion and the sausage together. That is good. Wow. Okay. Whoever it was on Google that recommended sausage and onion, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea. This is so good. The onions, they cooked enough that it's browned, of course, but they didn't overcook it, so there's still a lot of crunch to it. Love that. Strong flavor. Not strong like overpowering, but like really good onion flavor. The sausage on here, this isn't some bull frozen sausage. This is like good, nice. They made their sausage, they opened it up. Good Italian sausage on here, not overly sweet, full of flavor, packed with flavor. I mean, look at this. Oh, I got toppings dropping out. You might see a grown man cry right now because I just lost a chunk of sausage. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I tell you, particularly, I'm almost disappointed in myself for not buying a third slice. If I had known that this sausage and onion was going to taste so good, I might have gotten 2 of those and then 1 cheese slice. But both of these, that's the plain sausage and onion. These are great. It just tastes so good. Another comment too is something that puts Sal's above a lot of other pizza places is that you can take a bite. Like let's say I take a little bit of just crust. The crust on its own, it's soft, flavorful, and the most important thing, it's not dry. See, not dry. One of the reasons why a lot of people don't care for crust with their pizza is because it's just this big dry hunk of bread. Nobody wants a dry, I mean, some people want a dry hunk of bread. Those are the same kind of people who you give them electrical shock treatment and they have no reaction. Their synapses are too big. Those are the type of people that like their crust huge and dry. And you know what? If that's you, hey, more power to you. You do you. You go to those places, half-ass places that make that dry crust and you enjoy yourselves. But Sal's, the crust is going to be not dry. It's going to be full of flavor, still flaky, but also soft. Just to give you an idea how good it is, I'm contemplating right now whether I should finish up these 2 slices, go back and order another sausage and onion. I am not kidding. That's how good it is. It is so tempting. The thing is, I have a lot more abuse to put myself through diet-wise today. I do have a couple-hour drive ahead of me, so I'm thinking maybe I should stick with this and just wait till I get home to eat anything else. Oh, the other thing I want to point out, bought myself a drink. I'm this far into the pizzas, I completely forgot that I had a drink with me. I wasn't even thinking about a drink. This is so good and so not dry that the last thing on your mind is your soda. Price-wise, a couple of slices, one with toppings, one without, and a 17-ounce soda, $9 and change. Hey, listen, the prices on everything's gone up. It's to the point where you should expect to pay about $10 for lunch wherever you go, even if it's just a couple of slices and a soda. But I ain't gonna lie, I miss the days when I was a kid where I used to be able to buy a plain slice, a plain Sicilian, and a soda, and it cost me about $3-4 tops. Kind of miss those days. But it's all right, though. This pizza is good enough for you to forget the price, at least for a little while. So that's my review of Sal's Pizza in Ithaca, New York. Not a bad starting point for my New York head of pizza adventure, huh? Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and stalk. I'll catch you in the next one. Laters.